so glad that you decided to come to another session, and today we're going to be talking about that wonderful thing, intimate relationships, and how to keep some zest in those intimate relationships. Now, I have been in a marriage, let's see, I think it was for 25 years in a relationship, and I've got a little bit of experience. I've been in other relationships that have lasted about 7 years. I'm currently in a wonderful relationship, and it's on its seventh year. So I think I do know what I'm talking about, and when I talk about a relationship, I believe that an intimate relationship is definitely a component of that. And in order to have a intimate and sexual relationship, it's going to take work every day. You're going to have to work at it. You know, when we don't trust the other person and we continue to work on that relationship, that's hard labor. If we like that person, we trust that person, we respect that person, then it becomes not work at all. It's fun. You can have a conversation. Now, in the relationship that I'm currently in with the love of my life, the dog gets blamed for most of the stuff that goes on in the house, like the dirty floor. Now, the dog gets blamed for that. The messed up bed, the dog gets blamed for that. You know, the lights being left on, the door being unlocked. Yep, that dog is the dog that does all that. So, the other day, I got the distinct feeling that something in the relationship had changed. So I had a couple of tools in my hand, and I came in through the door, and just at that time, the love of my life comes in, and she's watching me, and she's surveying the room to see what mess I had made. Now, understand that I'm handy, and I make messes fixing the stuff that needs to be fixed. And is that a bad thing? No, it's just that I'm like Pigpen in the Charlie Brown Christmas movies. I happen to have this cloud of dust and mess that just follows me. You know, I don't do it on purpose, it just happens. So, one of the issues with being in a relationship is that there are man points, and man points are generated by women. They keep track of them. They have the scorecard. The man never knows. All right? This is not a good thing, because the man points for just one incident can get wiped out in just an instant. Now, understand that I, as a male, get blamed for everything. And is that a hard thing for me to accept? No, because I've been trained. I had two daughters that, you know, when the queen had spoken, that was the end of the argument. There had needed to be silence. Now, understand that, you know, I cannot be ambivalent to a disturbance in the force, especially if I cause that disharmony in the relationship. Understand that I've got to be aware of me and what is my impact in the relationship. You know, everything should be discussed. You know, when there's a flare up, you know, you just can't knock it off as the antagonist is being crazy. You just can't knock it off as this conversation's a bunch of BS. Everybody has to be able to express themselves. Everybody has to be able to talk. You know, there's emotional intelligence. You know, without that, you know, things don't go very well at all. And men need to be sensitive to their partners. They need to pay attention. Look them in the eye. Make sure that you're paying attention. Respond. Repeat what they've just said. You know, here's the thing. If these arguments are swept underneath the table, what's going to happen is you're going to wind up in a divorce. If you don't wind up in a divorce, you're going to wind up in a miserable relationship that has extramarital affairs. You know, I'm all about, and I'm a great proponent to have these, you know, action and vitality in the bedroom and be paying attention. You know, we need to be able to have, as men, when we're talking to our partners, to have empathy. We have to understand that they have to feel that I've been in their shoes. And another part of it is that When you sit down in certain conversations with your partner, you have to understand what your role is. And a lot of times, your role is to listen. That's it. I've done videos on listening. You just need to listen. You need to be able to respect their point of view. You need to be able to validate them. All right? Otherwise, your private parts are going to get cut off for another week. And then your partner is going to call their best friend, and their best friend is going to hear how they weren't heard, they weren't validated, they weren't respected. And these hurts all compound on each other. And then what's going to happen is the advice that's going to be gotten from the friend is just cut him off. Yeah, that's it. You know, we need to understand that our part in the play is huge. It's more than 50%, it's 100%. We have to give as males to the relationship 100%. If we don't, then what's going to happen is they're going to be known as slackers. The relationship isn't going to work. You know, we as men need to be validated every once in a while. We need to be held in high self-esteem. We need to be able to communicate some of the problems that we've had rather than carrying all those burdens by ourselves. It's the same way with our partners. They need to be heard. We need to allow them to express themselves. And when that happens, you're going to get action in the bedroom. It is a large part of a relationship to be able to allow each party to express itself. And that's important because self-expression allows us to help being disease-free. And if you're interested in more comments on how to build better relationships, I have a men's group and a women's group that is Mach 1. And you can also text me, make comment down below. I'd love to talk to you about relationships and how your relationship is working. And I want you to have a great relationship, not only with yourself, but with your spouse. You have a great day.